Hi, this is Keena Kim with George Socha at the Thomson Reuters 12th Annual eDiscovery and Records Retention Conference here in San Francisco. George is going to share some thoughts with us on EDRM.
EDRM, or the Electronic Discovery Reference Model, is a series of projects that a colleague, Tom Gelbmann, and I started up in 2005. As we were conducting our survey and as I was doing consulting work, we continued to hear frustration and confusion when it came to the answers to what would seem to be a simple question: what is electronic discovery? What I would hear, for example, when talking with providers, is that even though the providers I was talking with were all doing very different things in many ways, each one of them was telling me something like, look, you don't understand what electronic discovery is. It's what we do. Those other people, ignore them. That's not electronic discovery. And of course, they couldn't all be right. We looked around to see if anybody was tackling this issue. We couldn't find anyone tackling it who met some basic criteria from our point of view. Most importantly, we thought there were three key constituencies: law firms, corporations who foot most of the bills, and services and software providers. We thought all three needed to be involved, but they needed to be involved on an equal playing field. No one group elevated above the others. Ultimately, we started up what we thought was going to be a one-year project. We're now in our fourth year. We've got 6 projects going on. Evergreen, which goes back to the basic EDRM diagram, what you see if you go to the website, edrm.net. Evergreen is to make sure the content behind that diagram stays relevant, stays current, and is useful. Metrics is a project to come up with a set of codes people can use to measure time, money, and volumes associated with electronic discovery. Because if you don't measure what you do, how can you put together a budget? How can you monitor progress and the like?
Exactly.
XML is a project to develop a series of XML schemas to facilitate the movement of electronically stored information from one step of the process to another, one organization to another, one software program to another. Those projects are in the first Evergreen in its 4th year, the other 2 in their 3rd years. In its 2nd year is the Model Code of Conduct project, a set of voluntary, ethical guidelines, aspirational guidelines for electronic discovery providers and consumers alike to help provide some direction so people understand better what's appropriate and what's inappropriate in terms of their behavior. Then 2 projects we started this last year. Dataset, which is designed to pull together, we hope ultimately, a 100 gigabyte test data set people can use, and then Search, where they are working on developing a set of protocols and guidelines for how to go about dealing with all the issues that surround actually searching electronically stored information. 2 key points to bring up. One is that to the extent we have any say in the matter, all the content that's available at the EDRM site is available for anyone to use for any purpose at no charge. And we've got the appropriate language at the bottom of just about every page for that. And the other thing is my recruiting statement. We're always looking for additional participants. So anyone interested, they can go to edrm.net, take a look at the information we have posted there, and see whether it's an appropriate activity for them.
Great. Thank you very much, George.